I had sex with Cassie and Sean. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, but I ain't Mr. Rogers. It's your boy, Mike Watts, and I'm here to give it to you raw and direct every time, all the time. Today, I want to talk about Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puffy, a.k.a. Huff, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. Love, a.k.a. inmate 37452-054.
I just had to share how much this book has helped my relationship. It's amazing how it gave me a fresh perspective on trust and highlighted the importance of power dynamics. I realized a lot of our issues were actually some of my fault. So if you're in a relationship, thinking about getting into one, or having problems, you need to read this book. It challenges a lot of what therapists say, and honestly, I wish I would have found it sooner. My therapist would love it as it reiterates a lot of what she has said. It's been the best money I've ever spent on my relationship, and I'm telling all my friends. So whether you're married, engaged, or dating, this book is a must read.
Make sure you pick up The 7 Keys to a Successful Relationship. Get it right now. The link is in the description. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about today. Diddy. I didn't want to really touch that topic. I got a lot of feelings and everything like that about it. But I came across some information, came across a video that I wanted to share with everybody. So, see, I got my Diddy toothpick in. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I need to use it. I had some chicken earlier, so give me a second. Hold up. Anyway, I came across a video, right? So I need to start off with showing y'all a video of a guy, okay? His name is Johnathan Oddi. Johnathan Oddi, right? And y'all probably saying, who the hell is Johnathan Oddi? Who the hell is that? Right. Of course. But this video is important because he got arrested all the way back in 2018. Right? In Miami, he went into the Trump Doral Hotel in Miami, got up the place, did a lot of stuff, had a shootout with the police, started wrecking the place. I got the full video in the link below. You know what I'm saying? But right now I'm just showing y'all just a little clip of the video, right? All right, check it out right now. Okay, so now here we go. So subsequently, obviously he got arrested. Okay. And then he went to the interrogation, and in the interrogation, man, this dude was talking. And that's what I got for y'all. Remember, this is all the way back almost 7 years ago. Almost 7 years ago. He talked about coming Cassie and Diddy getting it in. He talked about Diddy being in the Illuminati. He talked about Rick Ross and Khaled. And I'm going to show y'all the video. I'm going to show y'all next. He talked about Rick Ross and Khaled. He talked about Diddy lawyers. He talked about, just everything. All right. So I wanted to kind of prep it all for y'all. Now, look, here it go right here. Check it out.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist.
Okay.
Okay, you're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
I had settlement with Sean. Okay. And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's his attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay? When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting blamed for anything. Okay.
All right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave. Okay, for them that's what I was. That's all. All right. I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But they did. Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy, okay? Because he's scared that I was going to expose him.
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now. I want to talk about you.
Gotcha. And then my ex-wife, she knows she saw the contract. She has a contract, a picture of the contract. Tony Trama. You need to call her and ask her for a copy of the settlement agreement.
Okay, all right.
My settlement put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because otherwise I'll be sued. So I let it be, but they've been following me, and they've had, Mark Garagos has had the FBI on me, has had other agencies looking at me and spying on me, okay, because they want to set me up as an extortionist. Like if I was extorting Sean for money. It's wrong. Basically what happened is Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter, okay?
Right.
Basically, he's Arab, Palestinian, okay?
All right. It's a lot in there. Y'all can watch it again if you want. I mean, like I said, the full video with the whole shootout and the whole interrogation is in the description. The link is in the description. All right. But listen, he keep talking about the lawsuit. All right. Now, think about it. He got a divorce. And when he got divorced, his net worth in 2018, around August, was a negative $1,800. Negative $1,800. By September 2018, he purchased in cash 4 properties and he paid cash. So, do that mean he's lying about the lawsuit? Or is that evidence that he got an influx of money from somewhere? Obviously, he got money from somewhere. I don't know. I'm just letting y'all know so y'all could look into it if y'all want. You know what I mean? If y'all find anything out, let me know in the comments. But based on my research, he bought these properties with cash shortly, a few months after having a net worth of negative $1,800. Now he's spending 760,000. And then keep how he kept calling Diddy Sean. I know if I met Diddy or whoever, I'm not calling them by their government because that's not how I know them. You start calling somebody by their government once y'all get that type of relationship. Once y'all have a personal relationship, I know I'm going to call Jay, Z, Jay. I ain't going to call him Sean unless we get that close where I start calling him Sean, but I'm going to call him Jay or Jay-Z or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So peep that too. So that's what his credibility seems pretty on point. Of course, I don't know. You know what I mean? So what we going to do also now is let's take he had mentioned a friend. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Let's take a look at another video of like after the arrest and everything like that. After the arrest, he was on the news. His friend was on the news. And then he talked about his friend. So watch this video because it's something else that the news talk about that's interesting too, that ties him into kind of like the whole Diddy Cassie thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, so just watch this video, watch the news video and this little clip that I'm about to show you now. I mean, this stuff is good, man. This stuff is interesting. I had to show y'all this. I didn't even want to talk about it, but I had to show y'all this. All right, now watch this video.
It's like actually like around 10 years, 11 years around there, or maybe a little more.
What type of person is he?
He's a good person.
Gonzalez says Oddi never been violent, that Oddi was a comedian, dancer, entertainer. Listen.
He's an entertainer.
He's an entertainer?
Yeah.
CBS 4 reporting, as an entertainer, Johnathan Oddi worked for DancingBear.com, a porn website where men wearing costume bear heads have sex with large groups of women.
I have a good friend, a breakfast buddy. His name is Luis David Gonzalez. And we go to the gym every day. He has nothing to do with what happened Thursday. Though he's a witness, he's gotten shot at by them. And he's a witness that Ross came and threatened me at my house post-settlement. After we settled, Diddy sent Ross and I asked him to go see if that was Ross and confirm his identity.
So Gonzalez, he can back up what you're saying about P. Diddy and Ross and all that? Okay, all right. And you said Gonzalez didn't know anything about what you did? You didn't talk to him before?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
He knows nothing. He was actually worried about me. He's like, hey, what's up? And I told him, look, man, what's happening is he's trying to cool things down, but then the feds have been harassing him. The feds. They have a big file of me like this, the feds. Since because P. Diddy and Mark Garagos have been trying to set me up and lock me up as an extortionist, asking for money. It was not so. My settlement was breach, and my settlement terms is one was called peaceful enjoyment. That means that if I went to your house or I did something, you'd actually pay me the full amount.
I get all that.
So I've been going through that since like 2012 still.
All right, and Gonzalez knows about that? You talk to him about that kind of stuff?
I talk to him alone because he's the only one that knows since the beginning.
DancingBear.com. Okay? DancingBear.com. All right. So based on that company, don't that seem like it ties into what he's claiming? I mean, don't it? And I don't want y'all to get confused by the guy that's in prison. Everybody don't look their best once they get older, and definitely while they in prison in a police interrogation room. Everybody don't look their best. This is how he looked back then when he was with the Dancing Bear. See what I'm saying? Kind of look different, right? So keep that in mind too. This is the guy that was dancing the Dancing Bear, not the guy in the interrogation room. Not only was he talking about that stuff, y'all know how now they talking about the liquid cocaine and the Tucci and the drugs mixed in the Ciroc and everything like that is all coming out now. Guess what? he even talked about that. Come on, man. This guy is dropping bombshell after bombshell after bombshell 7 years ago. But the police, I mean, you hear the guy. Police is like basically laughing at the guy. You're like, oh, okay. I don't even want to talk about Diddy. Like, I don't want to hear about that, which is right because, I mean, this guy shooting up a hotel, blah, blah, blah. The president, Trump was president at the time. So, of course, hearing us stuff about Diddy is like almost irrelevant. But ain't it kind of crazy how everything he was talking about is what's coming out? Now, watch this video. In this next clip, he talking about liquid cocaine. Watch.
The Ciroc agenda, okay, is basically binge drinking poured out on a yacht. They promote binge drinking and drugs.
Gotcha.
With an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. They move, you need to inform the DEA. They move all the dope, on private jets, which don't get screened by
customs,
by
the
inside the United States. Okay, they move what's called high grade powder MDMA. They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in their bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine. I've drank it myself, having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks it all the time. All right, he calls it G-Jit, but it's liquid cocaine.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, this guy had a lot to talk about. Now, keep in mind, he said Diddy was on the phone while he was doing his thing with Cassie. Diddy always was on the phone talking business. So this is how this dude is hearing all this business going on. On top of using the stuff and doing the stuff, whatever. But this guy said Diddy be on the phone all the time talking business while he doing his thing, talking business, da-da-da. So dude hearing everything while he doing his thing, but he's still kind of like hearing things. You know, he's still hearing things. So all this stuff, and now all this stuff is coming out. It's crazy. But then, one more thing. You got to see what he say about Donald. Like, yo, listen. Just keep watching.
How do I know there's a conspiracy against him? Because it's in the Illuminati card deck. He should look at it for himself. So Donald turned his back, but he's still trying to negotiate a peaceful way out, and they have an agenda to kill him. Okay? Example, if you look at the Illuminati card games, example, okay? You look at the game, Illuminati card game.
I'm not familiar with it, so help me understand.
It's a card game.
It's a card game.
That tells exactly what their agenda is.
Gotcha.
It's called mental pre-program. That means that you predispose already. Once you play this, your mind is already predisposed at this happening, and you accepting it. Okay? So they have a picture of Donald dead in that game.
Oh, okay.
All right? I'm not crazy. They have the picture of Donald dead. But they also had the Twin Towers. They had everything on there.
Gotcha.
Okay? From A to Z. So it's kind of like a hidden agenda, which they try to make it open to our eyes, but we really don't see it. We're so busy working. We're getting to a point that his assassination is coming. His assassination is coming. His assassination is coming.
Where is this guy? All right. Miraculously, they saying that he died in December 2023. All of a sudden, this guy died. All of a sudden, he died. Okay. He looked, in the video, he looked pretty healthy. And if y'all watch the video of the shootout, he looked pretty healthy. And it's like, all right, why didn't he ever go to court? This guy shot at the police, was in one of the presidents at the time hotels, endangered, I guess, the people in the hotel having a shootout, broke in, did damage, all kinds of stuff, but never went to court. Actually, they saying that he died in December of 2023, but then he's supposed to have a court date October 10th of 2024, next month. So what is it? Like, I don't really know what's going on. I don't know where this guy at, but all I know is this guy knew a lot, talked about a lot. Everybody thought he was crazy. The cops thought he was crazy, but a lot of what he talked about is coming to light. So we need to find out where this guy at, because I'm sure the feds is on it. After watching this, they probably definitely be on it. But it's like this guy was saying a lot of stuff, and everything he said pretty much came to light 7 years ago. This even before Cassie lawsuit. Almost 7 years ago. This was like the beginning of 2018. Well, like May or something like that. 2018. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to share that with y'all. But I got some other stuff I want to talk about. Since I'm on this topic, I need to talk about some things, because I got shit on my mind. All right. We all seen, and let me give a disclaimer right now. By no means am I victim shaming, victim blaming, or anything like that. It's just that in the court of public opinion, the public need to know as much as possible. Just like in the court of law, to get a verdict, you need as much evidence as possible. So now that with social media and all that, the court of public opinion is swaying a lot of jurors and everything like that. We need to start putting out there all the information that we get. That way people get fair trials and all that kind of stuff like that. Now, Cassie Ventura, right? She was brought to Diddy by a guy named Ryan Leslie. She was in a relationship with Ryan Leslie. She met Diddy. Women are hypergamous. Look at that video on hypergamy. I say women are hypergamous. This is perfect example. She met Diddy. Dropped Ryan Leslie. Dropped Ryan Leslie like a hot potato. Started messing with Diddy. Okay? And then it said that while she was with Diddy, Diddy hooked her up with a trainer, and she was cheating on Diddy with the trainer, which is now her husband. This is what's said. I'm not saying it because I don't want nobody saying under me that, oh, you detained my character. This is what's being said. She was cheating on Diddy with the trainer he hooked her up with, which is now her husband. So obviously, even if she wasn't cheating on Diddy, she obviously liked him because it's now her husband with 2 kids. She got 2 kids by the trainer. Just like, remember Tom Brady, wife, trainer. Now she break up with Tom Brady and they get a divorce, and now she dating the trainer or whatever, in a relationship with the trainer. What's her name? Giselle? Come on, man. No, y'all girls, the trainers is in. But whatever, that's a whole nother topic. But I'm just saying, this type of person. So now, okay, allegedly she was cheating on Diddy with the trainer. Even if she wasn't cheating on him with the trainer, she obviously liked him because now that's her husband. All right. So y'all remember the video, the crazy abusive video that what Diddy did to her, right? Wasn't good. And I'm not saying it's good. But did y'all know that the full story is she was going through Diddy's phone, right? Seeing some shit she ain't like, bust Diddy in the head with the phone. She bust him in the head with the phone. Packed up all Diddy clothes. Hence why he had the towel on. See, a lot of people didn't notice. I didn't notice till I looked into it when I was making this joint. That's why he had the towel on. Because she took all his clothes. So, listen, come on, man. If a person, not just her, is this innocent, meek, scary cherub, how you assaulting the beast that you so scared of? How you assaulting the beast that you afraid of? You mean to tell me, hold up, she bust him in the head with the phone? That's violence. That's an assault. I'm not saying that's what he should have did everything that he did. But what I am saying is the media tried to make it look like this was this innocent, scared girl that packed her stuff while he was asleep and she was trying to escape and he caught her and grabbed her. That's how they present it. I'm just saying, in the court of public opinion, we need to know the full story. That's all I'm saying. Because if she's seen something in her phone, what gave her the right to bust him in the head and split his shit with a cell phone, with metal? That's crazy. How is a person supposed to react? Oh, babe, why you do that for? But then they left. So he chasing that. Like, come on. All right. He in a violent rage. I don't know. And I'm not making excuses for him. And I'm not saying what he did was right. But what I'm saying is we all know there's a such thing as toxic relationships. Toxic relationships. I've seen them where the girl beat the guy up. The guy beat the girl up. They made love. They back together and everything is cool. Or is this big fight in a house? It comes outside. People call the police. Police come and the girl get into an argument with the cop, telling them to leave. Everything fine. Get out of our business. Leave us alone. And she start cussing out the neighbors because it's like, y'all need to mind y'all effing business. Y'all remember that song, Love the Way You Lie by Eminem and Rihanna? That actually was one of Eminem's biggest songs. And it's about an abusive, toxic relationship. They happen. They happen. I'm not saying they're okay, but they happen. So if this girl busts this man in the head with a phone, but she's so scared of him, it's not like he was hitting her and then she hit him back in self-defense. She got mad and in a violent rage, bust him in his head. But people don't want to hear that because people say, oh, a woman is allowed to just beat on a man. Because you have some people that say, no matter what a woman do to a man, he should never put his hands on her. You got some people that say that. Right. But then you got some women, and it's mostly women that say that, or men that was raised by women, but whatever. Then you got some people that say, nobody should be hitting nobody. You don't have a right to hit nobody. You got the people that say, no matter what a woman do, a man should never hit a woman. Okay? Then you got the people that say, nobody should hit nobody. All right? And then you got the people that say, man woman, whatever. If you violate somebody, you open the door for them to violate you back. You slap somebody, they can slap you back. You open that door, regardless if you're a man or woman. And they also say you don't have a right to dictate how they violate you back. So if I slap you, I don't have a right to say you gotta slap me back. You could punch me back because I violated you. I can't dictate how you violate me back. If I stab you and then you shoot me, I can't be like, oh, why you shoot me? I just tried to rob you and I stabbed you. I didn't know you had a gun, but you shouldn't have shot me. You should have stabbed me back and then robbed me back. I'm sorry. That's not how it works. So if you do something to somebody and you violate them, they have a right to violate you back. And you can't dictate how they do it. A white dude called a black dude, oh, you effing N-word? You okay, and then the dude react, okay. He shouldn't harm him physically, but if he feel violated, that white dude know he's violating that dude. So now if the black dude violate him back, is he wrong? So the bottom line is you have a group of people that feel like when you violate somebody, man or woman, if you're a man or woman, or if you violate a man or woman, you can't, they have a right to violate you back. And second, you can't dictate how they violate you back. So I'm just putting it out there, just letting y'all know so that way y'all can make the decision and that way y'all have more information about. First of all, I wanted to give y'all the footage that I got a hold of. And also I just kind of wanted to put out there the information that I found out about that video. Like I said, I'm not saying he was right for kicking her, stomping her, doing this and that, but maybe they just had a toxic relationship. I mean, it sounds like a domestic abuse case. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of crazy. I mean, they was together for 10 years. And even after that incident in 2016, he still stayed with him for 2 more years after that. So I know some people say, oh my God, she was scared to leave. But if she was so scared to leave, she wouldn't have bust him in the head with a phone. So she obviously wasn't that scared of him. Sometimes people is scared, but that's like the moth to the flame. You know, people stand in line for an hour or two to get on a roller coaster that scared them to death. But it's the adrenaline sometimes. So who knows? I'm not saying that's what it was with her, but I'm just saying if she was so scared, she wouldn't have busted him in the head with the phone. She wouldn't have been cheating on him with the trainer. You know what I'm saying? But she stayed 2 more years. So I don't know what her situation was, but you know, what about if it was just a thing of she stayed because she liked flying on private jets. She liked going on shopping sprees. He probably was giving her $10,000, $20,000 a month allowance or something to just do her whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, she liked going to the Met Gala and red carpet and front row, floor seats at the game and this, that, and the other. And, being in, because she wanted to be a celebrity. She wanted to be a musician, celebrity, popular. So therefore, she still got to be popular, being with one of the most popular guys in the history of hip hop. Everybody know her. If you know Diddy, you know her. So she got more famous being with him than if she was just an artist. So maybe she liked flying on private jets and all that, everything that comes with vacation, everything that comes with being with a billionaire. She liked that. On top of the toxic relationship. Because you got broke people. He broke, she broke. They both ain't got jobs. And they both always beating each other up. But they love each other. Nobody understand it, but they love each other. They'll fight you if you try to intervene in their drama. Broke people do that. So, of course, a person had more incentive if y'all get the point. So then, when they broke up in October, I think it was 2018, she ended up pregnant by the trainer boy 4 or 5 months later. So I ain't saying she was cheating, because I don't know, but come on, man. You with somebody 10 years, y'all break up, and then 4 months later, you pregnant by the trainer? Y'all do the math. Y'all do the math. Cassie with this dude, personal trainer. This joker only worth like $500,000. Man, Puff spent $500,000 in a month. This motherfucker only worth $500,000. You know she ain't with that. She leave Puff. This joker spending $500,000 a month. She leave Puff for some personal trainer. All he doing is smashing her good, basically, and I guess he saying all the right stuff. You know what I mean? Now she got 2 kids. They get married within not even a year. And this nigga broke. And she broke. So obviously, 2 years, it take them 2 years to realize that they broke. So is that why she now come out with the suit, because they need the money? Is it? I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Would she have came out with all this if she left Puff for another billionaire? Or she left Puff for some broke personal trainer? She broke, he broke. They got 2 kids and they need some money. She came out with the thing, the lawsuit, federal, whatever. And next day, whatever, bang, $35 million. Because she remember how much he gave Oddi, $4.125 million. So of course, he's saying, hold up, how Oddi gonna be richer than me? And I'm broke with this broke dude. We broke, kids, kid on the way. Bruh, I need some bread. I'm just saying. Do it make sense? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's what her thought process was. But I'm just saying. Think about it. Don't it sound kind of like it could have happened that way? Alpha widow. Y'all never heard of that term? Alpha widow. Did y'all ever hear of that term? Alpha widow. Yeah, see, Mike Watts giving y'all a lot of game. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's called an alpha widow. It's when a girl was with an alpha male that had a lot, did a lot, and then she get with this new guy that's probably a beta, or that's probably not as alpha as him, and therefore she start to feel like this guy is not as adequate because she's so used to this lifestyle. So think about it. She used to being with a billionaire for 10 years, and now she with a dude that's broke. That's an alpha widow. So obviously they got to think of some kind of way to get some money. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's what typically happens. And it only makes sense. Because look, she seen what happened with Oddi. He got that bread. She was with him 10 years. So our niece needs something. So now bang, she got what, 35 million or something like that? Okay, boom. Now we good. Now we good. I think she just got the money back in November of 2023. Now that she paid, let's see how long the marriage lasts. I'm just saying. Hope it lasts forever. I hope it lasts forever. But when that type of money get involved, the dynamic of the relationship change. She fell in love and married the broke trainer while she was broke. And I guess cheating or whatever. Now she rich, or I guess they rich. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? How that go, because I don't know, prenup, whatever. I don't know. Or I guess since they married, so half the money his, whatever. Maybe he gonna start acting crazy. Because now he a millionaire. Or maybe she gonna start acting crazy because she a millionaire. So we gonna see. Let's keep an eye on that also. I want to tell y'all about a word called cuckold or cuck. That's in the BDSM lifestyle or the fetish lifestyle. That's a word that means when a guy like to watch his girlfriend or his wife even get it in with another guy. That's when a guy like to watch his woman get it in with another man. It's called a cuckold or a cuck. Obviously, that's what Diddy is. But what society got to stop doing is society got to stop thinking that if a person or people do things that are not the social norm, or that you don't do, or that you would never do, you got to stop thinking that it's illegal or the person is being forced to do it because you wouldn't do it. So that means that person wouldn't do it. So they must have been getting forced to do it, or they must have been drugged to do it. And I'm not talking about Cassie, but I'm just saying these are the things that society don't look at. They think, oh, I would never do that. So she must have been forced to do it because I would never do it. Okay, what about there's just some things that you wouldn't do that other people would do? It's a whole life. That would mean everybody in that lifestyle, when a man is watching his wife get this done, be with another man, his wife is being forced to do it. Or she got to be drugged to do it. That's what that means. Because you got some women that like to watch their man smash another woman. It turns the woman on. So do her husband got to be drugged or drunk? Or is he being forced to do it? Or is she being forced to watch? She like it. She like watch. It turns her on. So that's called a cuckold. And obviously that's what this guy is. I just wanted to put that out there and give y'all that word, because a lot of people, they like to judge when it's a lot of people that do a lot of things that you wouldn't do in your everyday square life. You know, you go to work, come home, watch Jeopardy with your husband, have sex. If y'all having sex, have sex, missionary, and then go to sleep, and then do it all again the next day, go to work, come home, and you know what I'm saying? So when people live outside of the norm, outside of the box, it don't make them weird, or it don't make them doing something illegal. It just makes them different from you. So just keep that in mind. And then something else I want to talk about. Y'all remember a guy named Females Was His Business, right? Females Was His Business. Some guy named, maybe some of y'all heard of, Hugh Hefner. Any of y'all heard of that guy? Has any of y'all heard of that guy? It's one of my idols. So trust me, I ain't trying to taint his name. But I just want to give some perspective to some of this. This man made his fortune off of female flesh, right? Lived in the mansion with 3 to 10 women, right? And we all heard of parties at the Playboy Mansion. Mansion parties. Why nobody ever talked about that? Anybody want to talk about, freak offs? Like, what we talking about here? Okay, ain't that what they do? Them Hollywood elite parties? New York elite parties? Them rich people parties? Real quick, I was watching the other day. I just started watching some show called Snowfall, right? I just started watching it. I'm late, I know. But the first episode, around 6 minutes in, it's a little party. Guess what they doing at the party? Doing coke. Couple people, guys, girls, they doing coke, and they getting freaky. Freaky stuff. And then around 22 minutes in, the kid go to a house, a mansion, and it's a party. Doing coke, all kinds of freaky stuff going on. So let me ask y'all a question. The writers, did they get that from Diddy? Did they get that idea, art imitating life? Did they get that from Diddy? Think about it. Did they? So Diddy made this up. There have been parties at the Playboy Mansion since the 60s, man. Since he was in Chicago, actually. Since he was in Chicago. I don't know when he moved to LA, whatever. But he was having parties at the Playboy Mansion in Chicago. Then he moved to LA, whatever, and still was having parties. All kinds of celebrities at these parties. Playboy bunnies from all over the world flying in. Okay, yeah, flying in, cross state lines, right? Doing all kinds of stuff. So y'all telling me it wasn't no sex going on at the Playboy Mansion during these parties? Y'all telling me it wasn't no drugs being used at these parties? At the Playboy Mansion? All kinds of celebrities, all kinds of rich people. Like I said, people flying in, girls from LA, girls from all over the world that was in the magazine. And, you know, everybody heard the stories about, what happens in the mansion stays at the mansion. What happens in the grotto? Because he had like a grotto that was like this private little in water. What happens in the grotto stays in the grotto. The mansion get wild after dark. Why Hugh Hefner never got a trafficking charge? Why he never went to jail for racketeering? His whole business was based on female bodies. His business wasn't based on music, videos, TV entertainment, liquor, clothing. His business wasn't based on that. And since when a shrewd businessman, and by no means am I defending Diddy, I'm just giving the public a different perspective to say, hold up, let's think about this, because this is kind of dangerous for guys. So yeah, y'all women too, that got brothers and uncles and fathers and everything like that, because it's like, yo, if people are willing participants in something, how, when they just decide they don't want to participate no more, how is it that somebody else can just get in trouble? What we talking about? Where's the fairness here? Is all I'm trying to project. I'm just trying to put it out there and make people think about that part. So anyway, like I said, we got all this stuff going on at the mansion, Playboy mansion. This man made all his money off of female bodies, lived with 3 to 10 women at a time inside his mansion, had these parties. Obviously, he didn't have no cameras because back then, the 70s, 80s, whatever, you know, the digital can't like small, you know what I mean? You know, so secret cameras, I guess, wasn't really as prevalent as they are today. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? He probably would have had cameras, whatever. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just kind of just making y'all people think about something real quick. Think about some shit. All right. So now, he had these parties. All the celebrities always talked about, hey, I had fun. Oh, it get wild after dark. It get wild in the grotto. And you got all these half-naked women because it was a nude magazine that he sold. He got rich off of female nudity. So every female that came there was... Listen, man, listen. It's just crazy to me. I just want y'all to think about that. I know I can't be the only person that's thinking like this, because this is just crazy. And like I said, I'm not shaming Cassie, and I'm not defending Diddy. I'm just saying, in the court of public opinion, we need to look at the whole picture. Don't be biased. I was talking to a lady the other day. I ain't gonna say who she is, but she know who she is. And she was like, oh, it is over for him. Yeah, he got drug trafficking and sex trafficking and da 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 da. And I was like, all right, well, what evidence do they got of drug trafficking? And what evidence do they got of sex trafficking? She said, did you see that video, what he did to that girl? This is how the public thinks. So I said, well, what he did to the girl don't got nothing to do with drug trafficking and sex trafficking. What are you talking about? Look at how the public think. We talking about drug trafficking, sex trafficking, and all she had was what he did to Cassie on the video. I mean, do we all remember when Chris Brown beat up Rihanna? Kicked her out the car, left her on the side of the road, peeled off in the wet. He beat her up. That was wrong, but did that make him a sex trafficker? Did that make him a drug trafficker? Now, I know there's other things involved, obviously, but what I'm saying is, let's get the full story of everything. Because we all know that at parties, people do drugs. We all know that when it's adults and it's after hour, people get freaky. Is it against their will? Are they doing drugs against their will? So then what was going on at those mansion parties? This is what I'm talking about. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound like I'm defending Diddy or anything like that, because at the end of the day, if some illegal activity was going on, if he was drugging people without them knowing, obviously that's a crime. If there were underage people there, obviously that's a crime. I mean, now his sons are young, so if it was underage people there that he didn't know was underage, then, is he liable for that? I don't know. I don't think so, because they was hanging out with his sons. But then if stuff was going on and you corrupting the minds of the morals of a minor, blah, blah, blah. So all that stuff kind of gets tailed in. I don't know the details of that. Obviously, if it was some kind of drug trafficking going on, like Oddi was talking about, then obviously those are crimes. All I'm saying is, all we keep hearing about is freak-offs. Since when it became illegal to be a freak? When? That's all we hear. Everything about the Diddy case, all we hear is freak-offs. That's all we're hearing about. We're hearing about the freak-offs, and we're hearing about what he did to her on the tape. So it's like, okay, we need more evidence of what it is, because what the feds do is, they compile, they take a person's story and then they just try to like overt acts. They just try to put it all together and create this crazy story that they present to the grand jury, so that way they can get their indictment, and it be just the story of some person, their story. Sometimes the evidence don't always be all the way there. You know what I'm saying? But the feds do have a 99% conviction rate. So, if for a prosecutor to pursue a case, a lot of times they got a lot of evidence, but it's not like nobody never beat feds. You know what I'm saying? It's just very rare. But I just want the public to kind of see what's going on. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to defend Diddy, because, like I said, if he did illegal activities, then he did illegal activities. I just don't want the public to be looking at the freak stuff, thinking, oh, well, yeah, he's guilty because he's a freak, or 100% because of what he did in the video. 100%, she could not have been a participant. She could not have been knowingly doing that stuff, because I'm sure majority of y'all women probably thinking, or even men probably thinking, wow, I would never want to watch my girl get smashed by some dude. And y'all women probably thinking like, wow, I would never in a million years dream of letting some man be intimate with me while my husband or boyfriend is watching. While my husband or boyfriend is watching. So she had to be on drugs, or she had to be forced to do it. That's why I wanted to tell y'all about cuckolds and cuck queens. I think that's called cuck queens or cuck queens. I can't remember what it's called. But cuckolds. You got husbands and wives that go to these fetish places, fetish parties, and swinger clubs, and watch their spouses do it with other people. It's a real life thing, ladies and gentlemen. So stop thinking like, oh, only way she could have did it was if she was drugged. It lasted for 10 years. When did it start? So the entire time he was doing something against her will? Because see, even if a person is doing something because they don't want to lose something. They're still making that decision. They're saying, hey, I'm going to do this because I don't want to lose that. So it's about because if a person say, all right, well, you don't do that for me, I'm not going to give you your allowance no more. So are they forcing them to do it? Or are they saying, all right, to be with me comes a price? It's up to you to go along with it or not go along with it. Like that one producer bull that was like, oh, did he grab my butt while I was making music or something like that? I don't even know the story, but it just, when I hear this stuff, it just boggles my mind. He said, oh, did he grab my butt while I was making a record? Bruh, you a grown man. So I just imagine myself. Yeah, I want to get a hit. And I know whatever I make, it's going to be a payday because he going to push it, blah, blah, blah. But if this nigga grab my ass, we rumbling. We rumbling. Who cares, man? So you can't tell me like, oh, I was making music. He grabbed my butt. I felt uncomfortable, but I kept making the song. So I'm the victim. Come on, bruh. And once again, I'm not victim shaming or victim blaming, but I'm just saying as a man, me, myself personally, I'm knocking this nigga out. Man, we rumbling. Bruh, why the fuck? Why what you just do? Nigga, we going in. Fuck that record. Fuck this song. We going in. That's just me. And I feel as though that's most men. But guess what? Some people, just like they say in the industry, people be doing favors or letting favors be done because they want a record or because they want a contract. Okay, so why couldn't it just be, oh, this dude let that happen because he want this record to come out. So he just kept it shut, laughed it off, kept making a song, and because his own self motivation for a hit record. So was it his choice to still make the record? Or was he scared of Diddy? Like, what we talking about? We talking about grown men, grown adults, men and women. A grown man holding himself responsible for what happens to him. Because I don't think he had a gun to his head. Let me grab that. Yeah, but keep producing. Let me grab that. Let me rub on that while you producing. No. He just tried it. He tried it. But whatever. I don't know the details of that. So whatever. I'm just saying myself personally. As soon as I started hearing about it or reading it, I stopped because it's like, come on. Bro, grabbed you, grab your butt and you or fondled you or whatever, and y'all wasn't scrapping up in that studio? Y'all wasn't scrapping? The reason is because maybe you're bisexual and you liked it, or maybe and I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying maybe you liked it because there is a such thing as a bisexual man, like what we talking about here, or maybe you was more thinking about self-gain than your integrity. Maybe. I don't know. These are the things that I want people to kind of think about. I'm not shaming nobody or anything like that. I'm just saying what I would have did. And then I'm looking at the other side of the story because sometimes people do things they don't. How many people go to work every day at a job that they hate, but they do it for the money? They hate their job, but they do it for the money. So Is their bosses taking advantage of them? Nigga, you could quit. Is that slavery? You hate the job, but you still go. Why? Because you need the money. Self-gain, self-preservation. So sometimes, why can't it just be that sometimes people do things that they don't really want to do, but because they don't want to lose something that they already had, or they need something, or they need to do it for something else? Is that manipulation, or is it just like, all right, well, look, this is what I want you to do. I have the resources that you want, so fair exchange ain't no robbery. I don't know. Is it just me thinking like this? Because I'm a little confused about adults. It's different when it's minors involved. You know what I'm saying? You know, and even then it's like, oh, a person 18, their brain is not developed. Okay, right. The brain not developed. So they got took advantage of because their brain not developed. They was 19. They was 22. The brain not developed. But last I checked, an 18-year-old can join the military, go to war, decide to go to war and potentially get killed at war. They can make that decision at 18. Last I remember, an 18-year-old can vote and choose who makes the laws for this country. So if we can hide behind when a person is 18 or 19 to make it like their brain not developed, then won't we change that to 25? You can't vote until you're 25. You can't get drafted into the military until you're 25, when your brain is developed and you can make a sound decision like, hey, I want to do this because I can potentially die. How are you letting 18-year-olds, their brain ain't developed, make that decision? But then soon as an 18-year-old make a decision to be with an older guy or make a decision to do something else, or it's like, oh, they got took advantage of because their brain wasn't developed. And that's a whole nother topic. I don't even know how I drifted into that, but it's just like a lot of this stuff is just mind-boggling to me, how it's just going on and nobody really saying nothing. And it's just kind of like, it's just kind of crazy. All right. And then it's a thing of, just let me know what y'all think in the comments. It's just crazy to me. Then it's a thing of, I just got to mention this because it sounds ridiculous. Everybody talking about 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Oh, he's a freak. He had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Did y'all know baby oil can't be used during sex? I don't know what the baby oil was for, but listen to how the media put stuff out there, and just because it's weird or strange or not the social norm, everybody just mean, oh, he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. He gotta be guilty. Since when baby oil is lethal? I don't know what maybe he was putting it in the bathtub and like girls to have baby oil fights. I don't know. But baby oil can't be used during sex. So the baby oil don't even really imply sexual activity. Google it. Google it. Women vagina is very sensitive. Most of y'all guys don't know it. Half of y'all girls know it. The other half of y'all don't even know nothing about your own vagina because half of y'all can't even cook. You know what I'm saying? Half of y'all are not even women. Like, well, y'all women, but don't know how to be women and don't know womanly things and everything like that. That's a whole nother story. I ain't even trying to get in all that, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, the vagina very sensitive and the pH can easily get thrown off. That's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all guys don't know about that. I know about that because I know a lot about women. But anyway, so since the pH can get thrown off real easy, a woman can't be using baby oil during sex, like as a sexual agent. She can get yeast infection, BV, STDs. It, I think, breaks down the condom. It kind of like destroys the condom. So you can't even use baby oil. You can use whatever you want, obviously, but I'm sure this guy is smart enough to know. I mean, because obviously he's smart. If he's smart enough to make $1 billion, he's smart enough to know that. Because any sexual activity, lubricant that needs to be used needs to be water-based lubricants. That's it. So the same way a motherfucker bought 1,000 bottles of baby oil, he could have bought 100,000 bottles of lube. So stop getting caught up with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Come on, man. We all know what the baby oil was for, but it probably wasn't for sexual activity. That's lube. That's lube. That's all I really got to say about all that. It's just, we obviously got to see how it unfolds. I don't really want to talk too much about it no more. I mean, I kind of didn't want to talk about it this time, but like I said, when I got the footage, I said, I got to show people this. I got to show people this. I got to show my subscribers this. I got to show people this. I got to put it out there just so people can see that this guy was talking all this stuff. And then we don't even know where this guy is. Nobody is talking about this guy. Nobody is like interviewing this guy. Nobody, I mean, I don't even know if this guy really dead. And then if he really dead, how he died? Because we can't find an obituary for this guy. If somebody find an obituary for this guy, please send it to me, put it in the DM, tell me something about it in the comments, anything like that, because I don't know. It's just real crazy. But if you want to see the full shootout and the full interview, because in the interview, he talk about Tupac, he talk about more about Trump, he talk about all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just watch the whole thing. And, you know, if you got time, if you don't, it's not really that important because I took out the main stuff that applied to today. But yeah, it's just real crazy. And now this guy just happened to die. He just happened to die. So I don't know if anybody can find out anything, let me know because I'm definitely curious about what happened to this Johnathan Oddi. Okay. It's, it's just kind of strange. Yeah, I think that's about it. So remember to like, share, and subscribe, and also pick up my book. The link is in the description. And that's about it. So with that, we're signing off. Peace.
I'm just living my life. 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 I'm just living my life.